Hello, viewers. How are y'all doing tonight? And hello, players. Thank you, Drats. It's good to see you too. Hey, Doors of Fear. Thanks for joining the chat, as usual. Hello, Chris. All right. Looks like we are at 8 o'clock, so that means it's time for me to go kill the music. Testing, we can hear you. You sound a little bit far away and a little bit clipped. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Doors of Fear, you sound very far away and faint. And a lot of crackle and static on your, well, not crackle, but hiss more.
That's odd.
Oh, okay, that's better. That's better. Okay. All right. Michael, I can hear you. James, I can hear you. Chris, Ken, Vernon, I haven't heard anything from you. Are you guys able?
Yeah, it takes me forever to load in. I'm here now.
Okay. All right. Great. Chris, Ken, Vernon, are you guys voice chat working for you guys? Vern? Well, Vern must have stepped away from the computer. There you are.
I didn't hear all of that. I just said that I had the exact opposite problem now of the sound problem I had on Sunday. So I have no idea what's going on.
Oh no!
I literally had to do the exact opposite thing of what I did to make Sunday work. So you said something to me. What was that?
I just was asking if voice was working for you, because I hadn't heard anything from you or from Ken yet on voice, and just making sure that you guys could hear. Okay, wonderful.
Check. All right.
Yeah, just kind of a sound check. All right. Wonderful. Okay, the technical support portion of the evening is over with, hopefully. And we will get on with the actual session portion of the evening. Welcome, everybody. My name is DM Galabond. I am joined by most of our players tonight. on the Roll20 and on the Discord. And we are here for session 13 of the Sword Coast Chronicles, a session that I would like to call Elturel Nights, because they've been dealing with those greenest days, and now it's time to have the Elturel Nights. The party got out of the prison that they were being held in, with held by the cult, with the help of some allies from Greenest and other towns. They went back to that city, and then they managed to go across the kingdom to the city of Elturel in the north. And Elturel is famous, infamous, however you want to say it, because it has a gigantic artificial sun that hovers above it day and night, and constantly sheds radiant light, which drives away all of the undead from the fields of the dead to the north across the river. So they were brought here because they were summoned by a sending from Leosin Erlanther, the monk that they had first met back at the cultist encampment and had sprung free and helped him escape. He was the one who sent them back there so they could get captured. And then he said that another ally, a person named Ontharr Frume, would be there. So that was what they discovered. And let me move our map over, or there we go. Okay, we are going to put it on the RP slate for now, because the first order of business is going to be meeting some new people. All right, so you all are, you have been told to meet with Erlanther or Leosin and Ontharr Frume at a place called the Black Antlers, or the Pair of Black Antlers. It is a tavern, a very rather famous local landmark that is home to a lot of people who openly are members of the Order of the Gauntlet, which is one of the major factions that operates in the Sword Coast. And in fact, as you walk into this tavern, which as you come into the front doors, over there you see a fairly good-sized area where not just one, but probably several bards at the same time can play their instruments and entertain a crowd. Right now, there is nobody in there because it's during the day. There's nobody performing because it's during the day. There are people sprinkled at different tables throughout the establishment. This place has at least 3 levels, and the large central common room is open up to the 3rd floor, and a balcony. Balconies ring it on the 2nd floor and 3rd floor, and there are stairways on the sides and near the back that go up to those upper levels. And over there, sitting maybe 10 feet away from the bar, is a modest-sized table. And you see two figures sitting there that draw your eye. One is the monk that you have come to know as Leosin Erlanthar, and the other is a very large human. He's got a bushy, reddish brown beard, hair that hangs down past his shoulders and is that is also the same color and is streaked with a little bit of gray. He has a huge shield sitting next to him, and he is actually dressed in what looks like plate armor. And both the chest of his armor and his shield carry the large symbol of Torm, which is the god of heroics and bravery. And as you walk in, he is apparently finishing a story, and he says, "But I said, that's not an elf." And then Leosin also smirks a little bit, and several people at other tables nearby, they also laugh. And as the door opens, several heads turn, and Leosin notices that, and he looks and he sees you all, and he stands and he waves and he says, friends, I'm so glad you could make it. I was so distressed to hear about what happened. Please, come, meet my friend, Ontharr Frume. And so he beckons you over. What would you guys like to do?
Is that the guy that we were told to meet?
Yes, this is the fellow who... The one fellow is the one that you know, the monk that you rescued the first time you went to the cultist encampment. And Ontharr Frume is the other one that you were told to meet. And I think if some of you go back and look at your notes from character creation, I think one or two of you may have something about Ontharr Frume in there.
I'll stay standing, but I'll give him a nod.
Okay. And then Leosin looks to you all and says, friends, please join us. And the least I can do is buy you a round of wine or ale or whatever you are drinking for the trouble that my request caused you. I did hear from our friends in Greenest that indeed they did find 3 black dragon eggs, and they were able to destroy them. So at least that is good. But I am truly distressed that you all ran into such heavy resistance.
Yeah, it was a little more than we were expecting.
Indeed.
I liked it.
Pardon, part of your message got cut off there.
I don't know. I kind of liked it.
And with that, Ontharr Frume looks at you, and he's got these sapphire blue eyes, and they kind of twinkle, and he gives you a bit of a wink, Thaldor, and he says, "Ho, ho, ho, ho. Now that's spoken like a true adventurer. So, you all are the heroes that were able to succeed in having 3 black dragon eggs destroyed. That is wonderful news. Why, Leeson, I think you are being quite stingy. I think that this not only is worthy of a free round of ale, but I will personally pay for all of your rooms while you are here in Elturel, and you can stay right here at the Black Antlers."
I won't say no to that.
Generous, but water for me.
Oh, water. Okay, well, now there's a man who knows his limits. And he snaps 2 beefy fingers, and a couple of serving maids and a boy from the kitchen come out, and they bring trays and mugs, and then they go back and they get pitchers, and one of them brings over a glass of water for Mulek. And there are several pitchers in front of you. There's a pitcher of dark ale, a pitcher of kind of like an amber-looking ale, and then there's a pitcher that smells like wine. It's probably human wine from the smell, but it smells pretty good. So, and then all of you have glasses in front of you, so you can help yourself, and then they will take any orders for food that you all have, and then they'll bring the food out while you all are talking. And so Ontharr says, "Well, I've heard some about you. I understand you are also involved in driving away that blasted blue dragon that attacked Greenest. Why, you all are veritable dragon slayers for such young adventurers. That's to be commended for sure. I must hear some of your tale. You," and he points to Mulek, he says, "what have you to say about this? Quick, tell me now before that water goes to your head and you can't speak straight anymore."
That was a dragon. I don't believe that dragon was as fierce as it could have been. It just wanted treasure. I don't think it took much to get rid of it.
Well, dragons indeed are always greedy for treasure, and some are lazy. But if it was a lazy dragon that was roused from its lair to come and participate in an attack on a town, then it must have been promised a great deal of treasure, or it must have been very highly motivated.
Yeah, I think it wanted more money than it was willing to be, than they were willing to pay it.
Well, then those fools may have made themselves an enemy of a blue dragon. And just between you and me, I may not like dragons, but I would not want to have one be my enemy. Woo! And he kind of thumps the plate mail, said, "I would last very long in this against one of its kind. Ha 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 ha." And and he kind of scans the rest of you, and his eyes land on Osprey, and he sort of squints a little bit, and he says, "Now you have a familiar look to your face. Why would that be?"
Well, Osprey has been nervous this whole time in a certain way. I mean, he's got racing presence, so he's not showing it, except for the fact that he's this charismatic, good-looking guy who's standing in the round of the back, not talking to anybody. He looks somewhat shocked to be spoken to. Sir, thank you for honoring us. Very great to meet you. I am Osprey Morisato. He's shyly, for the first time, flashes his ace for just a second with his two fingers in his, and puts it down as if he's hiding, as if it's a secret.
Ah, Osprey. Oh, how wonderful to see you again. I have seen you race, and it is a thing of wonder to behold. The way you can just coax more speed out of a beast than I ever thought possible. The first time I saw you race, you cost me gold. But I'm a quick learner. And ever since then, you've made me a great deal of coin. Ha 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 ha.
Osprey starts laughing despite himself. You give me great honor, sir. Very nice to meet you.
Oh, well, I am just a simple servant of Torm, and I do what I can. I appreciate your sentiment, sir. And then he looks to the rest of you and he says, would Brock still be standing, or did he ever sit down?
Yeah, he's still standing towards the back of the group.
And Ontharr would wave to Brock and point to an empty chair to indicate that he should sit. And he says, "Now you, sir, you are the most interesting half-orc I believe I have ever seen. From your bearing, you would be right at home in a noble's court. And yet, I have never seen, no offense intended, I have never seen a half-orc welcomed in any court that I have been to. Clearly, I go to all the wrong kinds of parties. Ha 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 ha. Tell me, sir, who are you, and a little bit about yourself, please."
I might be familiar with the court, but I wouldn't say I'm exactly at home there. The name's Brock.
Ah, Brock. Brock, that's a good, strong name. And you look like a good, strong fighter. Well, you are just in luck, Brock. And you are too, Osprey. And he says, there are some games planned in the days ahead. I hope you will feel at liberty to take a few days after your ordeal to unwind and join us in some friendly competition. And then he looks at Falager and he says, "And you, sir, why, you look like you could sing the songs to make the morning birds weep for joy. Who might you be?" he says to Falliger.
So he knows my name, but he asked me who I am.
No. DM is indicating that should be to Falliger.
Well, you'd be damn wrong about the birds, but my name is Falliger, and I'm not from around these parts. Just kind of traveling, doing what I want. This cause seemed worthy, so I joined up on it. Nice to meet you.
Oh, well, good to meet you. Well, when there are a few more folk in the place, you should talk to the barkeep about perhaps playing a few songs. You might get some coin in your purse for doing so. Ha ha ha. And then he looks at Thaldor and he kind of narrows his eyes. He says, You, sir, I have no doubts that you can hold your own on the field of battle. But I would be worried about you holding my coin purse. And then he gives you a little wink. He says, Who might you be, sir?
Thaldor Tamalid.
Ah, Thaldor. Okay, wonderful. Well, gentlemen, it is so good to have you here at the Black Antlers.
Speaking of roleplay, DM, sorry. When he says coin purse, can I see how quick I am to see if I can snatch it off of him?
You
I got a +1 slot of stealth, and I think a plus, what is it? Let me pull up my stats. And let's see. I've got, just for trying, because he did say that, so now I feel like I'm challenged.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
Make a, I guess it would be a
Slot of hands +7. That ain't a good roll. Let's see. Maybe.
Okay.
16. Depends on his perception.
Yeah. Let's see. What is the? Okay, come on. Movie.
I got to get the bad rolls out of the way.
Yeah, I've got to find.
Probably his wisdom score.
Does he have a stat block? They gave me a named. No. Guess he doesn't have a stat block. Okay, well in that case, I will go to this.
Hey guys, sorry, he did challenge me, and he gave me a wink. You know, got to play my character.
Then let's just do this. Let's say, phooey. Well,
The first way around it is to roll d20. On the basis of the d20, find out if you need to know this.
Yeah, that's really probably the only thing I'm going to be able to do.
Ouch.
Yeah, probably not. He's probably not going to notice. So you manage to grab his coin purse, and you start to you think you've gotten it off of his belt because it just really offers no resistance, and you start to turn away, and then you realize that something is sort of tugging, and you look and you see that he's got some kind of, must be extremely strong but very stretchy kind of tie on the top of the coin purse, and as you're trying to pull it away, it's actually just kind of pulling more and more pressure against his belt now. And then he he doesn't let on that he notices anything. And just as you're trying to figure out whether you ought to kind of give up or not, suddenly the coin purse itself goes, "Let me go!" And it says,
Whoa. Well, you challenged me. I just thought it would be cool, but whoa.
and
talks.
he gives a roar of laughter, and he says, "Ah, ha, 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 ha. Oh, Thaldor, you did not disappoint me."
I wouldn't have kept it.
I don't think you would have, but and then he opens up the coin purse and he just seems to reach in there and fish out a coin, and he flips it to you, and you realize that it's a gold piece that he has just flipped to you.
Nice.
So he says, "Ha, ha, ha, ha. Well, always beware of those who have adventured far and wide. There's all kinds of incredible things in the world. Do you know where I got this coin purse?
Off a dead mage?
Actually, I'm sure that the person I got it off of a dead mage, but I took it off the corpse of a troll that I killed. And this troll was extremely ugly, as were his 2 troll friends. But my companions and I, we lured them into thinking that we were going to be an easy meal, and then we cut them down and we burned them. And after they died, we searched their belongings, and this was the thing I'd found. It made an awful racket for a while until I could attune to it. But now it makes an awful racket anytime somebody tries to take it away from me, or anytime I am so foolish as to lay it down and walk away too far from it. Then it says, "Pick me up!" And he laughs at his own prank. And he says, "Well, as I have said, there will be games aplenty over the next few days. But you may want to catch up with Leeson. I will be about. Just let me know if you all need anything." And with that, he finishes a full tankard of the dark ale, and he pushes his chair back from the table, and he stands up and he strides off. And then Leeson says, "Oh, well, friends, I once again, my apologies for your ordeal back at the encampment, but I am very curious. What were you able to learn? Did you find any intelligence about where our enemy is headed, or what they are planning to do?"
I think we believe they're heading north. They're gathering treasure from weak cities and towns, and maybe passing through this way in a few days or so. We thought you had some information, and that's why we came up here.
Ah, well, I have information on, I should say, through the contacts with Ontharr and the Order of the Gauntlet. We have information about the cult activities farther to the north. As it turns out, this band of the cult that we were so unfortunate to meet in Greenest, is apparently one of only several cells that are operating in the Sword Coast. And in several regions, they are attacking towns and robbing them of treasure. And so we just wanted to gather the intelligence, any intelligence we might, from the group in the south, and we will compare it to what Ontharr and his friends have learned. But you will find that Ontharr has a very particular set of morals when it comes to talking about business. And he thinks that people should never be too distressed or too overwhelmed when they are talking about business. So I am sure that he will not bring up the question to you until after you've had a chance to participate in some of the games over the next few days. So relax, enjoy yourself, and there will be a council, I'm sure, when the time is right. And he then sits back a little bit, and if you all want to talk to him about anything, you can, or if you have any questions for him, you can ask them.
Have there been any reports of the cultist movement from Greenest and where they may be at this moment?
No, I have not heard anything by way of some friends who have the ability. I have sent a message back to Candlekeep to keep a watch on the roads to see if anything passes that way. As of yet, I have not heard anything.
They would have passed by there by now.
Three days? Oh, no. Do not think they will reach Kendall.
Maybe not. I guess they're hauling a bunch of treasure. They may be laden down.
She's still getting a knife in her throat.
Oh. Now, who is this that has earned such a distinction?
What is her name again?
It is Frume Mondath.
Frume Mondath deserves a knife in her throat. It'd be a poisoned blade, too. Did I get all my stuff back, by the way?
Oh, yeah, you guys found all your stuff.
Then good, yes. There'll be quite a hobby of mine coming up soon, and she'll get a knife in her throat.
If I don't get her first.
Maybe together.
We'll talk.
That's fair.
Now look, it's
Okay.
Thought you were afraid of Fulon. No, you really would.
I wasn't afraid, Osprey. By no means.
Malik?
Mulek?
Using them again. Malik, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't ready, but now that I've grown gained some friends who can help me, I think I have some advantage now.
Especially one like me.
Of course, you are the best.
Don't inflate my ego too much, buddy. I don't want to see all that smoke up my ass. I'm good, but I ain't that good. My uncle's better.
think I know of your uncle.
That's a talk for another day.
Yes, indeed.
We might have a few people in common. If I have watched you correctly, there might be some many questions I have to ask you.
I may exhibit some mannerisms that you notice. That
It's
are
your magic. Yeah, your
familiar.
magic's really familiar.
Some of it.
Well, you put your own spin on it, but I've noticed some things. But like I said, I've been keeping to myself, just watching. You know, how I wouldn't be very observant if I didn't. But
Of course.
we'll have that conversation another day. But I promise you this, that woman will get a knife in her throat. And it might just be laced with some unspeakable things. All I ask is nobody bother me while I'm painting. But I might be able to help out with some special paints.
Maybe fool get a thing.
While this is going on, Mulek absentmindedly is fingering the chain around his neck.
Okay.
What do I see on the chain?
It's just a silver chain. Just a simple silver chain.
All right. Before I get back to anything Leeson will say, I want to let you know that Elturel is considered a large city. It's not a metropolis, but it's a large city, which is the second biggest tier of marketplace type of thing. So you guys can find any items except artifacts that are in the magical item type of thing, up to a gold piece limit of 40,000. Now I know none of you have 40,000 gold to spend, but so if this is the kind of place where if there are things that you have thought that you might be looking for that you would want to buy, one of the things you can do while you're here in Elturel is take a little shopping trip. And you can either make that a shopping trip as in send me a list of things you want and let me tell you what the prices are and you figure out what you can afford, or you can RP that by walking around and going to shops. It's up to you. So while you are here in Elturel, I want to make sure you have that opportunity if anybody would like to take it. Now, jumping back into the conversation at the table, Leeson will quietly sip his drink for a bit, and then he will notice Mulek fingering the chain on his neck, and he says, "Is something bothering you, my friend?"
No, just thinking back to happier times, just memories.
Yes. Well, when evil such as this dragon cult walks in the world, we of course always our minds will go back to more pleasant times. But if the gods will it, then we might indeed have a hand in restoring more pleasant times to the world if we remain strong and vigilant.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. Well, the afternoon sort of goes on, and it gets on towards evening, and the place kind of fills up. And after a while, there are a group of about 6 very large humans that all come in, and some of them are in armor, some of them are not, but they all have the same holy symbol of Torm somewhere prominently on their clothing or their armor. One of them wears an oversized holy symbol of Torm on a large gold chain around his neck. They clearly are friends of Ontharr because they are all just as loud as he is. And no matter how much the place fills up, there's always like this distinctive murmur that every once in a while erupts in very hearty laughter coming from the direction where they are seated. As it comes time for supper, there are opportunities if anybody wants to do anything in particular or talk to anybody in particular here at the inn. You can jump in and do so. There are opportunities for people to go and entertain the crowd. Faerun, you see maybe an hour before dusk, it starts with a person that has a flute and goes up and plays a few tunes, some of them kind of jaunty like jigs that get some people kind of bobbing their heads and, quietly tapping their mugs on the table in time with the music. And some of the songs that this person plays are a little slower and more, have more of a melancholy sound to them. And then that person plays like 3 or 4 songs, and then they get off of the stage there. And a few minutes later, 2 people go up. One of them has like a little harp, and the other one has like a hand drum. And they play a few tunes. Sometimes they play some little jigs, and sometimes they play laments. But then they both sing. And they usually sing in like a 2-part harmony over the songs that they do. And then someone goes up there after maybe another half hour or so. Somebody goes up there and has this very strange instrument. It's an instrument that looks like a large leather sack that is covered in some kind of cloth, and it's got about 4 or 5 slender long tubes out of it. And this performer, he goes up there and he takes one of the tubes and he puts it in his mouth, and he blows a few times, and you can see sort of this bag inflating, and then he starts squeezing it and he begins playing, and it makes this very distinctive nasally drone, and he plays these jaunty little tunes. He plays like 3 little jaunty tunes, and everybody just sort of is slapping their feet on the floor and banging their mugs on the table. And
he's squeezing it?
Yes, he's playing a bagpipe.
You blow in the bagpipe.
Yes, but I think you blow on it, and you also regulate the drone with your by squeezing it a little bit, I
this
believe.
is important because actually Osprey's mother played back.
Ah, okay. All right. So yes, he plays a few tunes on that, and almost as soon as he finishes and the echoes of that die away, one of the serving maids is there at Fallager's elbow, and leans down and whispers into Fallager's ear, "Barkeep has noticed your instrument. You can play anytime the stage is open if you wish. Otherwise, you're free to just enjoy the music." And then she goes and gets everybody's, picks up all the empty mugs and brings out more mugs. And the evening goes on. Anybody want to do anything in particular?
I know something else on Osprey. Well, let's. No, now that I thought about one thing, I'm thinking about another thing. Okay.
What time was it when we arrived?
Oh, it was just a little bit after midday. So you guys have been there for maybe 6 or 7 hours now. As it's
And it's drinking, so it's this casual environment where atmosphere is where the express purpose is to let tension out, actually.
yes.
So this is going to be a relaxed mode. Yeah, okay. Osprey wants to talk to Moloch.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that one at least. I've got to like. I'm also thinking about going to the temple, but that doesn't add to the RP. But Moloch does.
Okay.
So Osprey will, he will go over, and he has had. Do they have any sake here? Any chance of sake?
Sake. Let me just roll some percentile dice. I think it's a fairly good bet that they would be the size city that it is. Where is that? There's this.
Nice one.
Yes, they do have, but they only have one kind of sake. It's a rather dry sake.
That will work. Yeah. Okay. And so Osprey has had a little bit, and now Osprey is a little more like this. Osprey, okay. Hey, Moloch-san,
Yeah, what's up?
you come over, talk to me, man. Come over here. Shakes his head over in a direction.
Are you giving me like creepy eyes or?
No, he's actually looking down a little bit because he's actually looking down a little bit. It is yeah.
All right, I'll walk over.
It is not like direct. Moloch-san. What that girl's name again? Fulham.
Frulum.
Fulham.
Yeah. Frulum.
Fulham. I want to say something to you about Fulham.
Sure.
You were afraid of her before. But when she had me, you agree to be prisoner. And Osprey, being drunk, reaches out and hugs his neck.
You good man. I want to ask you a question. Is it your wish to be safe from Faerun?
What do you mean, safe from her?
Safe. Like, so she cannot get you. Safe mean, like, safe? I'm saying it right? Safe means, Faerun no hurt you. Mean that you don't have to be afraid.
Well, yeah. But to truly be safe from her is to extinguish her from this world.
You wish to be safe from Faerun. Osprey looks in his eyes. You good man. I accept your contract. His eyes turn white. I am Osprey. Aasimar. 3rd class. 2nd category. Unnice. 2nd category, make good things happen. Good people. As long as you live and Faerun live, I will find a way to protect you. You my first contract.
And I don't fully understand what he's telling me, but I look at him with admiration. And you're a good man, Osprey. I wouldn't have let you die down there in that hellhole.
Thalador is giving us messages in the
So question for Osprey is Osprey trying to be subtle about it, or has he had enough sake that he's not really thinking about that? Is he trying to do this so that only Mulek would notice it, or depending on somebody's passive nearby, might they go,
oh yeah, passives would catch it. Yeah,
I didn't want to break the role play. That's why I put it in the chat. I was
right,
like,
and that's why.
No, Thalador will only add to this one because of what the contract is in Osprey's mind. So you're not going to interfere with anything.
So yeah.
What to answer GM question? What I think happened, the way I see it, is that he had sake. He knew he was supposed to do that, but he may not have executed it so well as to actually be private. Like there was an intent for that, but the execution.
Okay, then in that case, roll me a stealth at disadvantage, and we'll let the dice decide if anybody notices that or not. Okay. Yeah. So Thalador and Brock, you both notice his eyes change.
Is there anything Mulek can do to understand what just occurred?
You would have to
religion?
ask a lot of questions. Wow. Okay, that's gonna be up to the GMs.
Religion check, maybe.
Because it would be under religion because this is angel business, actually.
Right. Yeah. Based on the race, it would be religion check. Nope, you have no clue.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so Thalador, you would notice his eyes go, and that catches your attention, and then you go, wait a minute, something familiar about that, and you go, oh, Aasimar.
Actually knew Aasimar. With the 20, he may know that the term 2nd category is associated to wish-granting angels.
I mean, I could roll investigation, or that wouldn't really be investigating. I'm not investigating anything, but religion with
there's no
dirty 20.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if Vernon says that's what you would know, then I'm fine with you
Okay.
recognizing that.
So you see Thaldor's eyes, like I can't pull a cool trick, but you hear my ear, you see my head turn as I notice the light of his eyes. I look up, and not only that, a grin comes across my face, thinking I know something no one else knows.
Except then you also notice Brock over there grinning.
Yeah, I look at Brock like, oh.
Brock, let's see, 15. See, I imagine the second category as a very minor point.
Yeah, so he would probably recognize that you're an Aasimar, but he wouldn't necessarily know anything beyond that.
Yeah, and they already knew that.
So I know more than Brock knows.
I know absolutely nothing.
You're just like, oh, cool, his eyes glue.
Yeah, this drunk guy just shined his eyes at me.
Yeah.
Someone spiked your water.
Yeah.
With some LSD.
Roxanne,
This
you're a
is
good
gonna-
man.
This is
Or
going
not
to make
Roxanne.
for
They did spike my water.
What's your last name?
Yes, they did.
this is going to make
Osprey.
for a good conversation with Osprey in a minute.
Osprey son, I like your eyes. You're a good man.
Oh, did I put it back? He pokes his eyes. I am not supposed to do that. I don't know why we're supposed to do that, but we're supposed to do that when we can't. Supposed to look. I don't know. His stomach.
I reach over and I pat him on the shoulder, and I say, "So back there in that room they were holding us in, something appeared from your back. What was that?"
But you know, I am wings. I have Aasimar. No.
You're really drunk.
Hey man, Saki here. Aunt Erd. She go around give me sake when I was 11. Really like sake, man.
So, can you fly, or what? Does that only happen like when you're mad or happy, or what does it do for you?
Haven't tried to fly on this, man. These wing, I make them first time in there.
First time.
Yeah. They wing of half angel probably work. I don't know. I fly on broom, man. Probably when I get my magic wing come means that I am growing in power of mother's family. That way I am in Archon Help Agency, but only third class. No license. Second category.
Well, all magic fascinates me. All arcane arts are interesting to me ever since I was young.
Oh, yeah, nah. You would have liked growing up in my family. They're crazy up there. This very loving, very magical family. Aunt Erd used to blow me up all the time.
Blow you up.
Yeah, but lightning, man.
Fire? Lightning?
Yeah, man.
You didn't get hurt?
Yeah, I mean, it hurt all the time, but it was big lightning. But Erd know how to control lightning. But you more like my Auntie Scald. Auntie Scald make items. Except she not she not easygoing like you. I grew up with her. I go into Erd's potions. I get in trouble. I get electrocuted. But Scold, she come. Aunt Scold, she come. And like, you try this. Like, that said happened to him a lot too.
Sounds like you had a good family.
Very loving, very dangerous. Very magic. Magic everywhere.
I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, you like it as long as you don't mind getting zapped.
I bet it made you fast. You know, running around trying to dodge the lightning.
You do not dodge lightning? How you dodge lightning? No. Lightning like fast. You run from Skull. Also run from Earth before she shoot lightning.
But you're fast. I've seen you.
Right. Yeah, fast. Hey, mother and father like to race. We all share racing together. They're gone now. Mom went back to work. But I still race. I got real good. And other aunt, not aunt on father. Father's sister aunt. She like racing also. So I live with her. We race more. Race. You say, if you don't get power, you get job being racer. So I got good.
So why aren't you racing now?
Because we're in a tavern.
You're really drunk.
No, what you want? You say, why are you not racing now? I was racing with got instruction to go on caravan. No, not instruction, go on caravan. Go greenest. Then I find caravan. Then I find you. Then I make big thing with dragon and best everybody in caravan up. I feel really bad. So
you were what, like a higher calling called you to greenest? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, they give me a dream. They say, world going to be destroyed by all these different things. And I remember dragon in it. And then for some reason, I go to Baldur's Gate. Then priest talk to me, say, oh, gathering of people for Tyr in, hey, we didn't see gathering for people of Tyr in Greenest. Where'd they go? But they say they're going to be there because evil then come. So I find caravan going around. And then they say, we're going to stop in Greenest. So I go, I beat guard. And I just thought I was going to get off and do that in Greenest. But then I called down dragon and got everybody messed up.
So are you seeking for further guidance? Did your dream tell you what would happen next?
No, man. That probably Erd give me dream. Erd likes dreams. She just make big drama. Boom, you go here. She don't like to say like future thing. I don't think she knows. Yeah, but I told girl that I have Tyr watching her. But she don't listen. But Tyr knows. Almighty Tyr knows about that. About this.
Would you let me know if you ever receive a dream regarding Frulam and where she might be? Because I would like to avenge. I would like to see her gone from this world.
I don't think they tell me that. They don't talk.
Well,
They
if
haven't
you
talked
ever.
in a long time.
If you ever.
Yeah, it's okay, man. I as long as they're not confidential. The dream never confidential. I don't know about that. If dream ever confidential. Lots of things confidential. I don't even know what an angel really is, man.
You're very interesting. I'm glad to have met you. Before I met this party of interesting folk, I was on my own. You mentioned about me wanting to be safe, even though we just went through a horrendous experience. It was strange because I felt safe, because I was surrounded by people who cared for each other and fought for each other. I think this is a good group.
I owe everybody something. But you, the best one, because you are already afraid. So you get my contract.
You mentioned contract. What does that mean?
Contract. You don't have contract?
Oh,
Contract.
Yeah, you sign a document, a contract.
We never sign paper, but yeah.
But contract for what?
Wish.
What do you mean a wish?
Is wish contract.
You grant wishes?
Yeah, but not like magic way. Not yet. Category 2. Category 2. Make good things happen to good people. So, guardian angel might be. But wishes people make.
Mulek?
We come, we give them wishes.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh.
But does not mean we cast wish spell. If somebody needs something can be done without wish spell, then third class can do it. Only first class make wish spell. Not like magic wish, but still make wish happen. That's what I can do.
Okay, I'm going to break in just a moment. Mulek.
Yes.
While you are talking to Osprey, you notice that Thaldor, while he's trying to be real cool, it's obvious that he's very intently listening to this conversation. And when you say something about ending Frulam, you see his hands flex on his dagger. You notice that.
Okay. Doesn't surprise me.
Carry on.
So one day, maybe, if angel nature comes, I learn to make wish spell.
Wishes can be powerful. They can also be dangerous.
Crazy wish is reason why I was born. Mother come. She say, you good person, but bad luck. You get wish. Father clumsy guy. He say, I don't know, I scared. I don't know what I should do. But she say, oh, it's okay. You get wish, it's good. You can wish for anything. He's like, oh, I scared. And she very nice. And he say, I wish angel like you could be by my side forever.
Sounds like a dangerous wish.
Very dangerous. But granted. Hell mad. They come. They try to get angel off of earth. They come, they mad. Heaven concerned then. Heaven upset, heaven concerned. Give tests. No. You want to know something, man? Power of love and energy is real. True love beat heaven and hell. That's who I am.
Love is powerful. That is true. And I fingered the chain around my neck again. As they say that.
Okay. We've been talking like 3 hours, man. Feels like 3 hours.
Osprey,
Hmm.
you don't owe any of us anything.
I owe you great debt of honor. I repay honor for all. But you get with. Rest don't get. But I make goods.
I'm honored, Osprey. I'm very honored. Thank you. Shall we go join the others?
Where are they at? Oh, yeah, they're over there. Hey, man, I get more sake.
Okay. More sake is brought for Osprey. And as the sake is brought, you all sense a presence. And you all look up, and Ontharr Frume and 2 of his friends are walking towards your table. And they all 3 have big grins on their faces like they're up to something. And they say, friends. Ontharr says, oh, how would you like to join us for a couple of drinks?
Mulek holds up his glass of water thinking, I've had a drink.
Oh, now Mulek. We're gonna give you some drink that'll put some hair on your chest. I mean, unless, of course, you've taken some kind of religious orders that preclude you from touching strong drink. Ha 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 ha.
No disrespect, my friend. I just think he likes to keep a clear head, and I don't blame him.
Oh, well, maybe that's why he's so successful at killing the dragons, because he always has his head clear. Very well. Would any of the rest of you like to join us?
I need to, as I look at them, I appreciate the offer, my friends, but I need to have a conversation with my friend here for a while. Carry on, and I throw him a couple gold pieces as he threw me the one earlier today. And I said, your first round's on me.
And he says, well, all right, but don't expect you're going to get out of merrymaking so easily. I expect you all to be participating in some of the games tomorrow. I'll make sure that you hear all about them in the morning.
I'll look
All
over
right.
at my friends. What games?
And he turns to his companions a little bit crestfallen. He says, "All right, well, I guess that just means there's more ale for us. Ha 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 ha! Come on, boys!" And they go back over to the table where they were sitting.
Hey man, Brockson, you go rock roll with Dorm guy. They Loyal Fury guy. Loyal Fury.
Osprey, I think maybe you should find a nice warm bed for the night.
Yeah, buddy. I think you've had a little too much sake. You might need to drink some water.
Speaking of which, Osprey did want that one more glass of sake, and it was brought to him. So, Vernon, why don't you have Osprey give me a Constitution check?
Ooh.
Straight contract. That's over here. Disadvantage. I was in. No, it's 15 really.
15. Not disadvantage. It's just a straight check for now. Okay, your gut is telling you as the sake hits your lips, your gut is telling you this probably ought to be the last cup of sake you have, at least for the night.
I can't drink with Torm guys. I drink with Torm guys. True drinking. Fury drinking. First. Go ace.
All right. So Faldor, do you have something that you wanted to do or say?
Sure. So look over at Mulek. Give me a second. So look over at Mulek, and we're sitting there, and I got a pitcher of water in front of me. I pour him another glass of water. I'm sipping my ale just slowly and staring at him and go, I think I know what happened over at your table. If you're curious.
You clearly appeared to have shown some interest in our conversation. What can you tell me?
Well, our buddy there, if you didn't already know, is an ASMR, or half ASMR from his conversation. Which is interesting. I've not met any ASMR. I've only read about them and what my uncle could tell me through his travels and studies. But, I mean, an Uncle Abinadom came up with a story or two, and then Uncle Finn would sing about about the stories he knows. But it's just, from what I read in my studies, it's interesting. He kept saying the words contract, which I understand what that means with an ASMR. Means he's bound to you.
Actually, no. You know what it is with an angel.
Well,
ASMR is unheard of.
Well, angel, excuse me. Let me retcon that. Angel. So he made a verbal contract with you, and when his eyes glowed. I think the ale's been hitting me a little bit. When his eyes glowed, that sealed the deal. That was pretty much his binding the contract.
Right.
As he was saying the words wish and things, that he's not that powerful, makes sense. He's not full blood. He's half blood angel. It's very interesting. He is pretty much at your beck and call for the fact of he's going to protect you. So that's a good thing. I'm a little intrigued, but it's other than that, that's really interesting.
And when Mulek hears this, his eyes kind of go wide a little bit, and he is deep in thought, and the realization of how deep that contract was and what it means, and the strength of friendship that has been created, the strength of the bond that's been created between Mulek and Osprey, and I kind of reflect that in my face to Thalador. Wow. I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's deep. For him to do that is like just, I mean, that's rare. It's not like an everyday thing. It's something that it should be cherished. I mean, but at the same time, me being the selfish being that I am on occasion, it comes down to a fact of I wouldn't want you to abuse that friendship. Osprey is a good man.
Never.
Little eccentric, but a good man. And I just have a feeling that because of that, he might do something stupid. And I don't want to see that happen. Stupid as in, because he said he'd protect you. I couldn't help but overhear the conversation. I'm sorry. He was a little loud, but I'm just afraid he's going to do something stupid with it. Like, I'm not going to lie to tell you that this looks like it's going to be a competition to see who kills the woman first. But it just, I wish him luck. I just don't want him to get hurt over something he did on a whim,
Frume is definitely good at gaining enemies. That's for sure.
Quite a few. I think Faerun might have to stick it to her, if you know what I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Surprised Ken didn't pop up when I said that. Stick it to her. Oh, did he? It shows he's here. I hope he's feeling all right. But
I might still be listening.
Yeah.
Stick
it to her. Yeah. But it's just, like I said, between me and you, just, watching your mannerisms and don't count it as creepy. Don't sound as standoffish just because I'm observing and watching everything. But who do you know? You've heard me tell stories about my uncle Dorzafir and his buddy, who I also call my uncle because they raised me practically, Abinadam and Finn. But just watching some of the things you do and the way you're into magic, I'm just wondering, do you know Abinadam?
I do know Abinadam.
Explain to me how you know my uncle. I've never seen you. Never seen you at all, and I know of a lot of his travels. He came in and out of Phandalin quite often, especially to see Uncle Dorzafir. God, they were best friends. They hung out all the time. When would he have time? No offense to you're a great guy. Don't take this as condescending, but to spend time with someone like you.
Abinadam. He's a great man.
By far. Damn great wizard, but
he's a great elf.
That too. Well, I mean, I wasn't looking at the race part. I was looking at the magical abilities that the man has. But he's wonderful. But there again, I ask you, Mulek, how do you know him?
Thalador, this is I don't know if this is the time and place to go into too much detail, but I owe Abinadam my life. And let's just say that some of the skills that I had before I met him dealing with trinkets and magical artifacts and magical items, the simple stuff, the curiosities. Let's just say that after Abinadom saved my life, I started to realize there was a much greater power out there, a power that could not only protect yourself, but protect others. And Abinadom started to train me. And it's taken me some time to gain just a teeny tiny fraction of the power that Abinadom has. I don't know if you've noticed, but during the caravan, I was doing a lot of studying. I didn't really hang out much with the others because I was off by myself studying and practicing.
I noticed you was making those hand movements, and I wanted to critique you on it, but I didn't want to be that much of an ass. But like I said, I've been there, done that. Uncle Abinadom tried to teach me. I just couldn't take. It wasn't the patience thing. It wasn't the knowledge thing. It was just it wouldn't work for me like it worked for him or like it worked. My uncle just came about it naturally. He could just do all sorts of things. Like. Not as great as Uncle Abinadom, but he could just do some cool magic tricks, if I really want to call it that. But no, Abinadom was glorious. He could just, the way he could move, the spells from the page to his hands, the way he could just, memorize his incantations, the way he could throw that fireball. My God, we'd sit in the backyard in the Thieves Guild and just watch Uncle Abinadom light a bonfire from 100 yards away just for fun. I mean, but the way he moved it, the shaping of the spell, the way it was miraculous. I just never took it up. I just couldn't, get into not calling myself lazy, but, we're taking the easy way out, just looking at, the spells and trying to memorize them. And even though I could, I was like, this just ain't for me. It's not my calling. But I see you in your heart, and I'm looking you as I look, you look in the eyes, and I'm analyzing him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, you know what? You have a great heart. You're in the right place. Don't change. Stay who you are.
Oh, I'm not changing. No, it's not my intent. No, I'm very loyal to those who are good. And you mentioned, using your hands to do magic. There's a different technique to use your hands to do magic, but you have a great technique of lifting items and doing things that others may not see. And that's a skill that you have. Abinadom did have great magic, and although a fireball is great and wondrous, he later learned magic that was much more powerful. He traveled far and wide and discovered powerful magic that he started to teach me, and that I'm only just barely starting to grasp. And I hope to use that magic for good, to liberate those who are suffering, to protect those who are being tormented. Frume is an evil, evil person. Those cultists, what they are doing is leading to some bad stuff. In the beginning, I was afraid. Frume was very powerful and I was not. But I feel that as I gain a little more expertise and build the friendships that I have found, that together we can destroy these cultists and exact revenge on those who have hurt so many.
I'm going to do you a favor. From what I know, I'm going to write a letter to my uncle because I know something you don't. And I put a smile across Daldor's face. Consider this a gift. I'm going to write a letter to my uncle. Hopefully it gets to him in enough time. You know, it's a little bit of a trip from here to Phandalin. But Abinadom had a wonderful library hidden in the Thieves Guild. He showed me once or twice because I went down there with Uncle Dorzafir. There might be some books in there that I might want to get to you soon that you might like to study up on and read that were written by Abinadom. So I'll be in touch with that, and I'll let you know when those come into my possession. I can get them through some pretty nefarious means, but that's besides the point. But I will get them in your possession. Yeah, Vernon.
That would even be thought of.
Right. Pretty nefarious move. It's like, well, if you remember one of our roleplay sessions, sorry to break character, but in our roleplay sessions, when I went to the Thieves Guild in the one town we was in to get my special supplies, I know they pass the word along so they know who I am, so I can go to probably any Thieves Guild in any city, get a message back to my uncle, and get the books delivered to wherever we're going next. So that's an in-game way of like saying, oh, hey, they're here, you know. So, and get somebody would come slide me a note or something. That's for the DM to decide. And I'll talk with Gally outside of game about what type of book or something it is. Nothing like uber powerful or nothing, but something you could probably in your memoirs or read, might learn a new spell or something. I'll talk with Gally about it. But it's an interesting concept to go in the backstory of Thaldor and explain his growing up to, you know, Mulek, and you describe, you know, a little bit of what I know. But all right, back to game. I'll work on that for you, Mulek. Just consider it a personal gift. But, God, I lost my train of thought for a minute after all that. But I'd really love to just, me and you, sit down and, you know, talk about our past a little bit more. Go back into what's going on and you see the two different worlds we came from. But like I said, your heart's in the right place. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I met you. And I think with me and you, we can do great things with this group. And we can actually take down the people that cause so much, you know, trauma in our lives. For me, they brought about the dragon that, you know, near Phandalin that killed my father. The reason my uncle had to raise me. So, I mean, let's do it. I'm all for it. But I promise you, I'll place a bet right now of 250 gold to who kills the woman first.
I'll take that bet. And I reach out and, you know, clasp his hand. Kind of like almost like a hug shape. Like, you're
Fair.
good, man, Thaldor. You're good, man.
I grab his, you know, the kind where you grab the forearm and
Yep,
give
exactly.
it a good shake. Yeah.
Yep,
Hug it in, look him in the eye and go, and just tell him, I got you. Never forget.
Together.
We got this.
Together. Yeah.
And then Brock mutters, easy money. So we'll take it down together. And I DM or Osprey, how are you looking over there? Do I need to carry you upstairs to bed?
Osprey, although his stamina is not high, it's kind of like he's used to wiping out. So he's always able to go on mentally. He's able to go on physically.
Got you. Well, as I'm sitting there with Mulek and we're bantering back and forth, just talking about a few things from the past and gaining that mutual respect between the two of us to make good friends. I look over at Osprey and he's drowning himself in sake. And then I go over and say, hey, Osprey.
Who that? Oh, you. What's your name, man? I keep you. You are. Oh, that
Thaldor.
Thaldor.
Close enough, buddy. Close enough. I pat him on the back. Close enough. Hey, how about I take you up to your room, man, and let you lay down, and I'll grab you a pitcher of water and put you to bed.
No, I'm okay.
You sure?
I just stopped drinking now.
Okay, man. I just you need some bread. You need something to eat. I mean, I got you. It's on me.
Yeah, you make sushi. No, wait.
I don't think I can do that, but I do the best I can. I mean, waitress, snap my fingers.
And a serving maid will come over. And yes, how can I help you?
Can I get some, what's your freshest fish you have today? And do you have any rice?
Oh, yes. We have, actually the chef makes this wonderful fresh river trout sushi roll with sticky rice.
Got it. Go ahead and give me 2 orders of that.
Wonderful.
As soon as possible.
All right. It will be right up.
Thank you.
And so she goes and she brings it out. And I do want to mention we are a little bit past the bottom of the hour. So if there's nothing critical we want to do right now with this, I'd kind of like to bring this scene to a close so that we can take our break. It's just about 40 after, so why don't we come back at 50 after, take a bio break, grab something to eat or drink. Ken, I know that you're not feeling terribly well, so you can either hang out or if you need to bail, perfectly understandable. So we will be back at the after the break, and we will continue on with the game. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Oh, yes. What was that?
Just really quick, just want to make sure everyone saw what I put in the chat. If I divide up the treasure and the string of pearls, coins and gems, and the 6 precious stones, if everyone agrees to, that we sell that and divvy it up, to add 284 gold pieces and 31 silver to each of your treasure totals, and then I've updated the party treasure. If everyone's good with that,
you said 284.
I'm good.
Yeah, 284 gold and 31 silver.
Yeah, that's in the Roll20 chat. You have to scroll up a little bit to find it.
Yeah.
Well, that'll help.
Yep. All right, so we'll go ahead and take our break. Chat, thank you for hanging out. We will be back in a few minutes, and we will continue on with our with the evening. All right, I'm gonna put the music on and then mute myself.
I'm gonna get some sake.
Some real sake?
No.
James, you still here?
The funny thing about me is I've done this drunk scene before. I have never been drunk in real life.
Wow. I could. I have a handle of Jack Daniels, a handle of vodka, some triple sec, and some Kahlua and some Baileys, but I'm not drinking anything. There's alcohol here, but the last time I used it was to baste some steaks. A couple weeks ago, used some of the Jack Daniels to marinate some steaks. No, James, I wasn't trying to be pushy in the role play. I just
I got it. Yeah.
I was trying I was trying to dig, just to get that RP going. I was just digging. Like, I really want to know who this man is.
Yeah. I wanted to give you some, but I picture our discussion's going to be, we're sitting by a fire one night, everyone else is busy, asleep or doing something, and we're
keeping watch. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have a heart to heart. I may open up to you.
Well, that's fair, but I'm about to, since it depending on where he takes us next. But I was going to say, I was really going to get into Osprey. I was gonna sit there and just get into him, like, yeah, it's a neat trick you did there, Osprey. No, it's been fun. It's great. But I am serious about that. I'm gonna have a side conversation with Gally about, like, because I mean, this makes sense, you know, because Benedom and Doors of Fear were great friends. That Benedom would have that. I mean, you know, have that in the Thieves Guild. You know, Doors of Fear would give him his own library, you know, or because he's a wizard, his own laboratory. You know, where he could practice magic and do magical things, you know, when he's in town. So maybe there's a book there with his writings in it, you know, that I can get my hands on.
Yeah, part of my how I was going to talk about Benedom is he's traveled. So my wizard subclass is chronologist.
Time.
And so Benedom has traveled after his the Icefire Peak and all that stuff. He went traveling to gain more knowledge, and part of that was, you know, he came across this new magic, not necessarily new, but different other magic, and was starting to perfect that magic. And in doing so, Bulik's interaction with him as he started to learn and study that new magic.
Didn't the chronology come from I know that Wildemont has a lot of chronology in it because the Duromancers have a lot of chronology.
Yeah,
like
it's all
Fortune's Favor.
Yeah, it's all Dunamancy. So
Dunamancy. Yeah.
So I've currently got one spell from that, which is the Gift of Alacrity, which it gives me a bonus to initiative if I cast it.
Nice.
And I've got that chronal shift and temporal awareness. So I've got a couple things that I picked up.
Nice.
And so that's from Benedom and through his travels. And so I don't know if he would have kept that level of magic in the library. Maybe he did. But you know, when I met Benedom, it was through an experience that I'll later share. But I knew him as kind of, you know, he was sort of a hermit, you know, in the woods and you know, kept himself rather than other than visiting Dorsafir and you know, and having that relationship with you. He pretty much kept himself and just continued to practice his arts and gather more knowledge. And me meeting him, he kind of took me under his wing and started
an apprentice. Yeah. So, makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Thaldor. Thaldor, because he was raised by his uncle, just he's very observant, hence the keen mind. He's a very smart young man. He I think sometimes he's too smart for his own damn good. But he notices things and then he doesn't really act on them unless I'd say because he's chaotic neutral. So it kind of, when it benefits him, but you know, he cares for his party mates. He really does, but he's not got the attitude of like, well, screw him, I don't care anymore. He's got the attitude of, okay, we can get some things done and it's going to benefit us all in the long run. And we might just become rich because of it, you know, because he didn't want to live in his uncle's shadow. He didn't want to be, you know, it's like, I don't want to be my uncle, but I learned a lot from him. You know, I can take that knowledge and use it and go out on my own in the world and do something about it. Because, you know, he learned about the cult of the dragon. He learned that they were the cause of the attacks in Phandalin and, you know, everything. And he's like, okay, well, you know, in his studies, you know, he's like, I'm going to find them and I'm going to kill them. It's just going to happen. Don't know when, but we're getting there. Yeah. One sect of the cult. And now that aligns with Mulik, and he's like, okay, let's take that bet. 250 gold, who kills the bitch first is what I wanted to say. I love when Barack said easy money.
Yeah. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. We all stab her at the same time in the heart or something.
No, mine's in the neck. I said where I was going to stab her. I'm going to stab her in the neck.
Get the jugular.
That's right. Get the jugular. But like I said, it's going to be, might not be a full stab. Might just be a little slice because like I said, I got special painting supplies. We're going to have fun. So don't bother Thaldor when he's painting. I might be mixing something up you don't want to smell.
Mm.
But no, this is pretty fun. But sorry about last week, guys. Dude, I was so tired. Literally, I spent all day just trying to get a couch moved into my house.
Oh my goodness, must be big couch.
Well, that wasn't the size of the couch. It was the problem. The problem was
corners in a hallway or something, or upstairs. Well,
no, I'm about to blow your mind. No, it was actually going and getting it. So I ordered it online at like 7:00 in the morning. I was like, oh, good. This is a nice couch. Good deal. $328. Hell yeah. Let's go. And we're getting ready to go to Walmart, grocery trip. And I get an email saying, we had to cancel your order. And I was like, what the hell you mean you had to cancel my order? And so I call them up. I was like, okay, why was my order canceled? Well, we don't appear to have that couch anywhere in stock in Middle Tennessee. I'm like, excuse me? Why does your website say in stock and same day delivery? Oh, well, COVID. I'm like, okay, that's not an excuse anymore. That's not an excuse anymore, but thank you. So I look on my phone. I was like, oh, well, there's a Big Lots right next to where we're going, and they're a furniture one. Let's go look and see if they have that couch in stock. I walk in the door. There sits the couch on the floor on a display model saying sale on it. I'm like, okay, there's the couch. I asked the lady working there. I was like, ma'am, do you have this couch in stock? She says, give me a second. Guess what? It was in stock.
Oh,
great. So I had to wait 2 hours for my dad to show up to help me load it in the back of his truck and bring it here to my house. So, and it was already like 3 p.m. by the time he did that. I had already worked the night before. I'd already been up all day. So when I laid down at like 5:45-ish, I slept through my alarm.
Man.
I was tired. That was my couch debacle last Thursday.
Well, if you listen to the to last week's, it was a little awkward. It was like a little herky-jerky.
Yeah, I'll take a listen to it.
Yeah, we're searching a dungeon when there's no real threat or traps, so it's just basically searching all the rooms. But it's all right. We're looking at this room. What do we see? Okay, we'll grab that. Okay, let's go to the next room. What do we see?
Oh, it's been great though this week. Another thing too is, man, my freaking Twitch channel's blown up. I'm at 55 followers. I've got a developer that's come into my channel, and I'm playing his game on Steam and giving him live feedback and doing the voiceover work for him for his game. I'm having fun right now.
That's cool.
You get voiceover work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a break.
You want me to show you?
No, I want voiceover work. That's the problem.
It's not paid. I mean, it's an early access game. It's not paid. It's hell. The game's $5 on Steam, and it's an early access game. The guy is the only developer he's the one that designed it and working on it. It's only like 5 or 6 lines, and I get credited once he does it. I get credited, so it goes on my resume. But it doesn't do anything else but that. But it's fun to know that my voice is being a video game.
Yeah. I think I might have some on that level out there. I already say whether those things actually got published in my case, but
yeah, this game is published. It's a published game, but he's constantly updating it. It's still in beta and it's still in early access. So when I do the voice lines for it, when he adds the voice, because right now he's just using freaking Amazon something, like kind of like the old Windows, like I am a robot type voice for it. I'm like, no.
Hey, man, why don't you look him up and see if you can get me a credit?
Sure, I'll reach out to him.
All right, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Welcome back, chat room. Welcome back, players. All right. So the evening passes, and everybody gets a long rest, and there are not any disturbances to that. that keep you from gaining all the benefits of a long rest. And for some of you, the morning dawns a little earlier than it should. There's apparently some sort of time differential here in Elturel that just makes the dawn come too early. And your aching head lets you know that it's still too early for dawn to be here. But you, regardless of whether you feel ready to get up or not, there are loud knocks on each of your doors that sounds like somebody with a meaty fist pounding rather forcefully on the door, and a booming voice that you recognize by now as Ontharr Frume in the corridor says, "Okay, you lazy bones, time to get up. We've got breakfast on. And then today there will be games. Ha 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 ha." And that gets repeated at each of your doors. And depending on how much or how little you had to drink last night, that voice may be painful to your headache, or it just may be annoying. So, once you do get up, you do smell the delicious smells of what smells like bacon and sausage cooking down in the kitchen of the Black Antlers below. As you go down, there is a long buffet-style table that is set up that has all kinds of breakfast, all kinds of good breakfast foods. Eggs, where there's somebody that will scramble the eggs for you, or they will make them over easy for you. There's some oatmeal, there's bacon, there's sausage. There's a place where they will make hot cakes for you. And there's fresh fruit, and there's several kinds of chilled juices, as well as, of course, water and ale, because it's never too early to have a mug of ale, at least in the minds of some folk in these parts. And there's a large table where Leosin is sitting, along with Ontharr Frume and 4 of the people you saw him with. Actually, 3 of the people you saw him with last night, and a new person, but all of them have the look as though they are in the Order of Torm. So I am going to move our map over here. Okay, and then I am going to zoom in a bit so that we can see these folks a little bit better. Oh, okay, and then I need to go ahead and I need to make a quick change on the nameplates so that you guys can all see them. And good. Okay. All right. You see Ontharr is there, and with him are 3 other humans and a dwarf. The humans he names as Fardum and Erar and Venvorth, and the dwarf he names as Regdir. And there are plenty of places at the table for you all to sit. And they have a drink here they have, in addition to the ale and the water, and the juice that are chilled drinks. They have 2 different hot drinks here. They have hot tea, and they also have hot coffee. So, and there's large clay jugs of both the hot water, and then there's some loose leaf tea and little strainers for those, and a large clay pot of coffee that's there. So Ontharr says, welcome, my friends. It is so good to see you. I wanted you to meet some of the local champions here of the games and see if any of you fancy that you might be up for challenging them in the games today. Oh, somebody's got weird feedback going on. Vernon, it's you. Okay.
There's nothing.
Yeah, something was just doing an awful electronic hum from your end for a few seconds.
I'd have to get up to go research.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, it seems to be over. So he says that there are some friendly competitions. One is an archery competition. There is a wrestling competition. There's a tug of war. Which tug of war, they have tug of war for teams of 2 up to teams of 4. Yeah, there it is again, Vernon.
It's the garage door. Hold on.
Okay,
This is one of the rare cases where I actually will mute for something. Because
yeah. Okay. That was really weird.
It's like he's praying, like he's at a monastery.
that garage door, it shakes it's right below me, and it's an odd hour. That's why I couldn't figure it out. It is like, it took me like weeks to figure out what in the world was going on over there. It's just the garage door. I'll go on mute. Well,
okay.
I'll go on mute.
Well, it probably went up, and then it sounds like it came back down. So either somebody got home or somebody left. So you're probably good for now. So let's see. There's 5 different competitions. There's an archery competition, a wrestling competition, a tug of war, which is for teams of 2 up to teams of 4. There's a hammer toss, and there's a climbing wall. And the way these work is these are all going to be done with specific opposed rolls, either like a ranged attack roll or a melee attack roll, or in some cases it might be a roll for like athletics, or a roll for acrobatics, or a compared strength roll. And in the tug of war, depending on the size of your team, there will be combined strength rolls. So if it's a team of 2, then you both will do a strength roll, and you add your numbers together and get the result. And that's what you use each round. And it's just up to like none of them will take very long. They're up. The most that it'll take is probably the longest one would be the wrestling, because you have to win 4 opposed checks in a row to get a pin. If you win the first check, you get a grapple. If you win 2 in a row, it goes from a grapple to a hold. If you win 3 in a row, it goes from a hold to a takedown. And then if you win 4 in a row, it goes from a takedown to a pin. But if you've won one and then you lose one, then it goes back to the previous stage. So that's probably the one that would take the longest to go through. But we can do any of these that you guys want to. And then in between each competition, we can take care of things like if people want to do shopping or you guys want to chat more with each other or those types of things, we could do that.
I think that would be good with archery and climbing.
Okay. So Ontharr says, "Oh, good. Oh, I'd love to see how you shoot that bow. And it's a good thing if you can climb walls, because if you try to snatch a purse from one of these, you won't find them as that they have as good a sense of humor as I do." And so he's pleased with that, and he looks to the others and see if any of the rest of you want to try your luck with any of the games.
You didn't mention Jeopardy, did you?
Yeah.
Trivia contest. Yeah.
I probably would do archery. Mulek would that's probably the only thing he would probably try to do.
Well, a bunch of us could do tug of war. I mean, you got Brock is really strong. My strength's not horrible, and I don't know about yours.
And
Yeah.
Osprey signs up for everything.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there are going to be several folk out here that are involved with these, but there's preliminary rounds, and it basically comes down to a PC against one of these NPCs. And so for the archer that you guys will go against is Fardum. So anybody that wants to be in the archery competition can go against Fardum, and it's going to be all right. Okay, so I know then what his roles are going to be. So they start off with archery at 20 paces. And basically what you'll need to do is you'll need to make a ranged attack roll, and there is a DC, a minimum DC that you have to hit the target, and then the highest roll out of everybody in the competition actually gets closest to the bullseye, or if it's a high enough number, actually hits the bullseye. But the highest number will actually win. So do you all want to roll your attacks first, or do you want to let Fardrum go first?
Let the host first. Yeah.
Fardrum go first.
Okay. Well, he lines up. He pulls his arrow back. He squints a little bit, and he fires. Oh, and the wind takes that one, and it misses the target. So, each of you can roll a ranged attack roll. Oh my goodness.
Wow, 27,
Okay.
look at that.
20.
Okay, so
That's pretty awesome.
okay.
Wow.
I split your there.
Yeah, so here's what happens. Mulek shoots, and he hits the inner ring just outside the bullseye, and he thinks to himself, okay, I'm doing pretty well. And then Osprey comes up, and he shoots, and he hits right in the center of the bullseye, and Osprey is like, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. And then Thaldor steps up, and he puts a finger in his mouth, holds it up to the wind. He kind of looks at the sky. Then he picks up some grass, some leaves of grass, and he drops those, and he sees which way they drift. And then he squints, and he adjusts his shoulder a little bit, and he gets his like 3 times. He gets his crossbow all aimed, and then he just takes a breath, and he lets it out, and he squeezes the trigger, and his crossbow bolt goes, and it just splits Osprey's arrow right down the middle, and goes into the bullseye. And with that, Fardrum gives a huge laugh, and Ontharr gives a huge laugh, and there's applause from the people that are gathered around to watch the archery competition. And okay, wonderful. Well, first round, that goes to Thaldor. Wonderful. Great shooting there, Thaldor. That was quite amazing. And all right, so that means that you are guaranteed at least 5 gold. But let's see if you can win more by going and winning the second round. And so they go from the target at 10 squares. They now go to the target at 15 squares. So instead of 50 feet, it's now 75 feet for the second target. And you guys can go ahead and make your rolls. And Fardrum is using a longbow, so he will take his shot. Okay. He misses the target. Okay.
Mulek got the nat 20.
Yeah. So Fardrum, he's kind of like fiddle, and Ontharr just laughs and says, Fardrum, what did you do? Did you mistake your quiver for a woman and roll all over the flights of your arrows last night? Ha 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 ha. He really is enjoying Fardrum's misery there. Thaldor and Osprey, your shots also missed the target. And then Mulek, your shot will actually go and hit the bullseye. And everybody cheers, and he says, oh, okay, well, now, Mulek, you are guaranteed to win 10 gold. But now let's see if any of you are true marksmen. And they are going to take you to the target that is set up at 100 feet. And for Osprey and for Mulek, I will remind you that at 100 feet, you both will be rolling at disadvantage. Yeah.
So will I, because mine's 80 feet.
Oh, the light crossbow is 80 feet. Well, Fardrum has the longbow, so he is good at 100 feet. So he will go ahead and shoot. And, actually, Fardrum's, his shot is straight at the target, but it's too high and it flies over the target. Osprey, you miss. Mulek, you miss. And Thaldor, wait, Thaldor, is that?
There it goes.
Oh,
Should
okay,
be-
okay. There's a second. 14. You miss as well. And so Ontharr laughs and says, "Ah, ha, 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 ha. All of you are getting weak. Well, one more shot. See if any of you can hit the target. You've just cut the purse in half. Instead of winning 20 gold for this target, whoever wins will only get 10 gold. Ha 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 ha." And so Fardrum, he's like mutter, 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 mutter. And he will roll. No, it's not gonna. And everybody misses again. Yep. It's like, oh, well, okay. One more round, and this time you all are shooting for only 5 gold. And he said, Fardrum, what's wrong with you? And Fardrum says, Ontharr, I don't know. And Torm's will just isn't with me this morning. And says, well, apparently not. You'd better hope his will is with you when you face down the next batch of orcs. Ha 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 ha. And so he will shoot again.
Wow.
Okay. And Fardrum actually hits the target.
Dude.
So he hits like the third ring of the target with a 20. Everybody else got something lower than a 20. Okay, so Fardrum wins that round. So he wins 5 gold. First round, Thaldor, add 5 gold to your character sheet, and for the second round, Mulek, add 10 gold to your character sheet.
And then as after the competition, I throw firebolt right at the target.
and
Okay.
they all guffaw. They all think that's hilarious.
And that inspires Osprey. He looks over at Mulek. He says, "This one is Scald Bomb." And he throws, well, that's not even and he misses with that completely too. That is an attack roll. Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
drops it.
I just shake my head, face palm, just go, oh God.
He's still
Yeah.
drunk and he doesn't know it.
Yeah. Mulek's firebolt hits the center of the target, and it quickly burns because it's one of those targets that's made from a bale of hay with some cloth over it there where the target has been painted on. And they all just think that's hilarious when Mulek hits it with the firebolt, and it burns. And so that is the let's see. 5 GP, Mulek, 10 GP. All right. So, knowing that you all are in a large town, is there anything that somebody had been thinking about buying that you wanted to price out to buy?
Brock will take a look at the any magical shields he can find.
Okay, magical shield. Yeah, magical shield. Sure. You can find out now. You guys are level 4, so that means that you're limited to common and uncommon items. And let me just verify. I think a uncommon, yes. So a +1 shield is uncommon. So that's what you can find. And then let me look at my pricing here. I have a where is my okay, we had a thing in. I was actually just listening to an old show today where I discussed that with the players. Okay, the cost of a +1 shield it's priced like +1 armor. So it's the cost of a regular shield plus 100 gold because it has to be masterwork, plus 100 gold because it has to be magic. So that means that the cost for a +1 shield is going to be 200 and I want to say 10, but I just want to double check. Yep, it's 10 gold. So 210 gold is the cost. All right, so +1 shield, 210 gold. And then here, +1 shield or +1 weapon equals base cost plus 100 GP for masterwork plus 100 GP for magic. All right. So that will just save time if any of you guys want to look for weapons. Now, armor has a different calculation because there's a lot more material to armor than there is to a weapon or a shield.
Mulek's interested in a shield, but I'm interested in a sentinel shield.
Sentinel shield.
It's uncommon.
Okay. And then this is... Okay, that gives you... Okay. Advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks. Okay, so that's two bonuses. So a sentinel shield that's going to equal... That is going to equal 360 gold. And the reason for that is that just like the +1 shield, you got to pay for all that normal stuff, but then you also have to pay the extra price for that magical component of gaining advantage on your initiative and advantage on your perception checks.
All right, I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Okay.
I'm also interested in procuring some ink,
Okay, we'll have more time in the town. I just basically wanted to see if one item that
one item. Okay.
everybody wanted, and then go back to doing the next little competition.
Gotcha.
And then I kind of wanted to break it up a little bit so that everybody would have a chance. Anybody else interested in an item at this time, or do you want to go on with the next competition?
I'm good. I don't have any idea of any item I could use.
Okay.
I got a bunch
All
of
right.
common items in mind, but it's like I haven't actually picked out.
Okay. Yeah, we will probably be here in Elturel for at least part of next session. So you can either send me stuff in Discord through the week, or you can do that next week during the session if you don't get to it tonight. All right. So who's gonna be, or does anybody want to be involved in the wrestling competition?
Go Ace.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you will actually be wrestling Ontharr Frume himself. And Ontharr, he is a man who has a great deal of okay, so that's the dexterity.
Get him, Ace.
Okay. No, that's the strength. Okay, so this is going to be his. Whoops. This is going to be his. No. His. This will be his. This will be his. Okay. All right. So he strips off his armor, and he just is in a tunic, and he's got big tattoos on his biceps and down his forearms. Most of them seem to be icons of Torm. So, Ace, you want to square off against Ontharr?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, because this is wrestling, there are 4 stages, and the stage is called grapple, but it's not a grapple check. These are all going to be athletics checks. So you'll roll. Well, I tell you what. If you want to roll an acrobatics, you can try to roll an acrobatics to get out of a hold, but rolling an acrobatics will not increase your hold on your opponent. The only way you can increase your hold on your opponent is rolling a better athletics check than he does.
So it's not lucha libre. Okay.
Right. It's more Greco-Roman kind of meets sumo. Is sort of the. It's more of a Greco-Roman wrestling meets sumo wrestling. Pretty much raw strength and power is the name of the game. All right, so he will go ahead and he will make his first roll. Now, there is a target minimum DC for either one to gain an advantage, and if neither one hits it, that's fine. if you hit it exactly, I will tell you when somebody hits it exactly. So he says, "Oh, Osprey, we get to square off. This should be fun." Now, no cheating. And he gives you a wink. And he will step in and try to get a grapple on you. Oh, and he failed to get the minimum. So go ahead and roll.
Athletics to grab.
Yeah.
Let me take that off.
Okay. Both combatants just don't secure a hold on anybody.
It's a collar
Right.
and elbow lock.
Yeah. So he laughs when he evades Osprey's attempt, and his friends laugh when he fails to grab Osprey. Okay, and he fails the second time.
Athletics.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's a success. So you now have Ontharr grappled.
Armbar.
If you, yeah, okay, all right,
Yeah, collar and
Is this-
elbow stand up, and it went into the armbar.
okay. He says, "Oh, that's a good one. All right, but time for me to turn the tables." And he rolls up, and he fails to get that. So go ahead.
So I'm athletics here. Yeah.
Yep. If you want to increase. Oh, okay. It's stalemate, so you remain with having him grappled. Oh, okay. Now he gets a good roll that time.
Okay. So is this a counter or this athletics or acrobatics?
Well, he's rolling athletics, and if he
Right.
wins the roll, he gets out of your grapple.
Oh, okay. It's on that defense. So we're athletics versus athletics at this stage.
Okay, so he succeeds and he gets out of your grapple. Ha ha ha! All right. And then he will. Now let me see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the 5th round. Oh, that's another good roll.
Wow.
He's turning it on. Okay, but we're on even ground, so that's
Okay, so now he has you grappled, and his idea of a grapple is more of like getting you in sort of a bear hug, where he like has one arm he's kind of pinning both of your arms to your sides, and with his other arm he's now looking like he's going to try to move to get a good hold on you so that he can try a takedown, but he has to get a hold first before he can try a takedown. So now you can hear that he's puffing a little bit now that he's grabbing you, and so his next roll, it's not so good.
now I can acrobatics, huh?
Yeah, if you would prefer to do acrobatics to try to get out of it, you can.
Right.
Oh, that's not quite good enough. It's not quite a target DC, so it's a stalemate. That was 6. This is 7th. Oh, pretty good.
There he goes. Yeah.
Okay, you both hit the target, but he got a better, so now he's got you in a hold. And the next stage, if he wins, the next one would be a takedown. So that was 7. This is 8. Oh, wow. Okay, so are you doing that to him, Mielek, and making him roll that again?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ontharr goes, and everybody swears that he sweeps a leg around, and it looks like Osprey's knees buckle, and he's getting ready to drive him down. But then suddenly Osprey is standing back up again, and he's got. That was the best use of that.
If this happens, yeah, that's what I thought would happen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's still a hold. All right. So that was 8. This is 9. Oh, that's not very good. He's starting to seem like he's getting a little bit more win. Okay. Stalemate. 10. Okay. Well, he succeeded at least. So.
Osprey loses every. No.
Oh, okay. So Osprey manages to power out, and now it's back to a grapple. And once again, you can hear that Ontharr is breathing a little bit heavily. So now it's round 11, and he doesn't quite do that.
To this.
Stalemate. Still, he's got the grapple.
No, I'm out of the grapple.
No, they're free, right? They're both out of the grapple.
No, he's out of the hold, but he's still grappled.
Oh, still grappled.
Because it only moves one. It only
Gotcha.
moves one stage at a time. Now he failed to hit the minimum, so let's see what Osprey can do. No,
jeez.
still at a grapple. It's 11, 12. This is 13. Okay, he still didn't quite hit the number. Hey, all right. Okay, now you guys are both free. And then 20. No, wait. Was that 19? That was 19, right? So this is 20. Okay, he is not quite there.
And now we're athletics.
No. Okay. Now we're at 21.
Well,
And that's a miss.
I'm on this thing.
And 22. That's a miss.
They're getting tired.
Yeah. Ontharr is definitely getting tired. 23. Nope.
Whoa.
Hey, all right. So now you have him grappled. Okay. And then 24. So he misses.
Or
Nope. Stalemate. 25. Oh, okay. You got a hold. All right. So now 26.
Ooh.
old.
Okay, now starting at this round, you can tell that he's really getting kind of tired, because even with a 10, your 10 is good enough to do a takedown. You beat his roll. So you now have a takedown on him, so you are one success, which at this point is just you roll higher than he does. He's still got a threshold to meet, but if you get one more success before he does, you get a pin, and that's the win. So his next roll is 12.
Beatable. But no.
Nope. Okay, so you still have him in a takedown. Nope.
Didn't get out.
All right, there you go. And now you pin him. And Onthar's face is red with the effort of the fight. And he is very winded, but you can tell he starts laughing. Oh, well fought, Osprey. Oh,
Osprey
Oh, that
is
was
just
fun.
amazed with himself. So he bows to him once, but then he goes down to his knees and bows to him again from there because he is surprised.
And come now. I am but a humble servant of Torm. And help an old man up, will you? And he extends a hand and lets you.
Oh, okay. He was already on the ground still. So
Yeah.
Osprey reaches down, picks him up with his one hand, raises his hand, and then flashes the ace with the other hand.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So that is done. And did anybody want to participate in the tug of war?
Can we all do it against these guys?
Okay. Up to team of up to 4, and yes. Okay. Ken had to bail.
What the hell?
He was feeling really
The
bad
computer
today.
froze.
So.
What the fuck? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We hear you.
We can hear you. He probably can't hear us though.
We hear everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Hello?
Hey, yeah, we
Chris?
can hear you, Chris.
We hear you, Chris.
Oh, well, he may have to reboot. Okay, let's skip the wrestling. Let's go to.
We did.
Oh, wait a minute. What was?
Already did.
Let's skip the tug of war. We'll come back to that. Because I think he wanted to be part of that. So, who wants to be involved in the hammer toss?
What's that involved?
These are straight contested strength rolls,
Oh,
and the let's see, straight contested strength rolls, and the best 2 out of 3 will win the hammer toss. And you'll be going up against the dwarf Regdir. So
Strength
now,
checks. Yeah, Osprey signed up for everything because it's competition.
yes. So it's 7 and then
what the heck? I'll do it too. I'll go out there. I'll flex my measly biceps.
okay. All right. So Regdir has that, and it's just a just three rolls, and if there's not a winner, if one person hasn't won 2 out of 3, then we keep going until one person does win. So Regdir will go. Ugh. Man, digital dice are not happy with me tonight. So Mulek gets a 13.
Osprey.
17. Okay. Was anybody else doing this? Okay. Oh, Brock. Okay.
He's in there.
Yep.
He dropped it.
Okay. So that's the first round goes to Osprey. So then it's the second round. And
Wait, is this tug of war?
This is the hammer toss.
This
Hammer
is the hammer
toss.
toss.
Oh.
Yeah. We decided to wait on a tug of war until you got rebooted. and got
Brock may
back
get
in.
this one.
Yeah, Osprey may win.
Oh,
It's a barrel of water.
Okay. And all right. And then the last okay. So the last one will be
Oh,
okay, he doesn't do very well.
those poor guys. And okay, so I'll roll. Let me.
Hey,
Oh.
Brock. Okay.
You just
Brock.
have to learn the grip of the hammer.
Just getting warmed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Brock, you win the hammer toss, and for winning the hammer toss, you win 10 gold. And Osprey, I forgot to tell you, for winning the wrestling competition, you also can add 10 gold to your character sheet as well. All right. And then what the hell? We'll do the climbing wall and next, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up with the tug of war, since that will be the team competition. All right. So this is a compared acrobatics roll, and there is a minimum DC, which means that you don't take any damage, but you fall back to the ground, and it takes the first one that has the two highest rolls in a row gets to the top first. So the first roll is to get halfway up with a minimum DC. The second one is to get the rest of the way to the top with the minimum DC, and the high roll means you go a little bit quicker than the other people that are in the competition. If that makes sense. Okay, and for this one, you are up against Venvorth, who is a human. He's got whitish hair, but he's a very limber and nimble looking chap. And he is very much okay. Okay, so this is going to be this is going to be all right. All right. So these are just acrobatics rolls. So first round. Oh, he gets a 14, so that beats the DC.
Paladin
Okay.
in the game. Here comes Osprey. Oh, jeez.
At 20.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay, so everybody hits the DC, so they all get to the halfway point, but Osprey gets there a little bit quicker, just a hair quicker than Mulek does. And then we make a second roll. Okay, so he gets to the top. Ooh. And Osprey, okay, Mulek and Thaldor both lose their grip, and they slide back down to the ground. You don't take any falling damage because it's on a climbing wall. Brock and Venvorth make it to the top, but by the time they get to the top, Osprey is already at the top, sitting astride the wall, doing finger guns to his fans that are out there, and just looking very pleased with himself.
It's not finger guitars. This is where he pulls out the air lyre. If he's gonna be cocky, that's the Osprey air lyre.
Mm.
And he might have had somebody toss it to him.
Oh, okay. All right. So, and he plays a fanfare on the air lyre. All right. So, now that Chris's computer issues hopefully are going to be kind to him, We will now go into the last competition, which is the tug of war. So how many of you guys are in it? Are all 4 of you want to be in it?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is 40-20 plus. There's two. Okay. So, now I am rolling for all 4 of my people with 1 roll. It's a combined. I'm doing a 40-20 plus their combined bonus. And then you guys will do each of your athletics rolls, and we will add your total rolls together. So I'm going to pull up the calculator for this, and so that I don't have to guess at that.
Is it just going to be one set of rolls?
Well, it takes 3 winning rolls to pull the other side into the mud. Basically, is the tug of war. So there's
athletics, not an actual strength roll.
It's just
athletics. Well, your athletics will be no worse than your strength roll. So, but it might be better than your strength roll. So that's why I'm saying use athletics. Any questions about it before we start?
Rage usually only lasts 1 round or 6 seconds. If you don't take damage, how do you want to?
You have multiple rages, right?
Yeah, so 1 per roll.
You can use one per roll, yeah.
Cool.
Because you're not really making an attack. So
Right.
yeah. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So that's an assist. All right. So their team consists of Ontharr, Redgear, Venvorth, and Erar. And their first roll is a combined 51. So it's
Beatable.
I got 7.
Dirty 20.
okay. So this is 6 plus 15
Well,
plus
65.
11. 52.
Ours? Oh,
Yeah.
it's only I only take the 11.
Right. Yeah. You don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
52.
Wait
I
a minute.
actually had 7. But
No, the
7.
6 is a 5 plus 1. So it already.
I did guidance, so I added 1.
Oh, okay. 7. So, yeah, 53. Yeah. Now, let me just verify, Brock. When you rage, does that give you advantage on that athletics?
Advantage in all strength checks or saves.
Okay. All right. So then, yes. Instead of an 11, you get 13 more. Okay, so that's a 66 compared to a 51. Very, very good roll. Okay, so you guys win round 1. You pull them 1 step closer to the mud puddle. Win 2 more before they win enough, and you will pull them into the mud and win the competition. So second round, they get a total of 47.
No. Oh, jeez.
Okay, 75. All right. 75 versus 47. Okay. You guys tug and you feel a little bit of give, and clearly you have given a couple of them rope burn by pulling so hard. They don't lose the rope entirely, but they a couple of them, it's like ow as you yank that rope through their hands. All right, so they are one loss away from going into the mud. And third and final. Okay, 56.
Not looking good for them. Well, 41. And, they come back. Surge of Strength pulls them back.
Yeah, 49 for you guys, 56 for them. All right, so they pull back. So now they are only down one step. And there, you guys are not even. You all are still leading. But they have pulled a step back. Okay, next round.
It's a rally.
So,
Oh,
72.
jeez.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
34, 54, 65.
Okay, now it's back to even.
That's
That's a rally. So, Ontharr, he is making some good-natured boasts. We're going to get you all guys so dirty that not even Torm himself can wash you off. Ha, 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 ha. And so he's enjoying himself far too much, it seems. All right. 58 for the next roll.
beatable.
Oh, okay.
Not like that.
Well, but that was a...
Jeez.
Wow.
And then there's 4 more added to that. 54. Oh, okay. So now you are only 2 steps away from going into the mud. And then there's another roll. Oh, that's
well done.
really...
That's not a number.
Oh,
Yeah.
Crap rolls.
58. Okay, so now they are 1 step away from pulling you guys into the mud. 1 more loss without a rally on your guys' part, and you all will lose this competition. All right, and then potentially the final roll for them. 47. Oh, probably not
Very
with that.
beatable.
That's the 3rd time in a row I've rolled a 6.
Oh no.
33, 41, 50.
52 because of the guidance.
No.
So you guys win that one. All right. So now you rally back a little bit and you pull them back away. Okay. And then 1 more roll here. Okay, 61. That's pretty good.
Go Ace. 42, 51, 65 plus whatever. 65 plus 2.
69. Okay.
I'll plus the number that he rolls. Okay.
Yeah, 69. All right. So now you guys are back to a stalemate. But now there's a kind of a lightning round, and this next roll is going to be to determine who actually wins. You guys are both now 1 step away. Both teams are 1 step away from getting pulled into the mud. So whoever wins this tug will win the whole thing. So they go.
No.
38. Uh-oh.
SOL. Oh, no. 1932. 45.
Yes, 45. Okay. And with a mighty 4 mighty curse splashes, Ontharr and 3 of his friends go tumbling into the mud. and there's a great cheer. And as the cheering starts to subside, you hear 4 voices raised in laughter, and you realize it's the 4 members of the Church of Torm that are there in the mud that are all laughing. And Ontharr pushes himself up to his feet. He's all covered in mud from head to toe, and he says, "Congratulations, you all win the purse of 50 gold. Don't spend it all in one place." Ha 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 ha. And so 50 gold we'll call it 60. So each of you will get 15 gold. So you can each add 15 gold to your character sheets. All right, and that's going to take us pretty much to the end of our session. So next time we will conduct some business here in Elturel. There will be some plot-related content next time. And think about any items that you want to buy. Like I said, this city has a gold piece limit of 40,000, so I think anything you guys could afford, and definitely anything that would be appropriate for Tier 1, which is common and uncommon magic items, you'd be able to find and afford here. Well, you'd be able to find here. Whether you can afford it is up to how much gold you have. And then we'll talk about next steps and see about moving the plot forward again. All right, and for our faithful viewers, thank you guys. We've had a good number of folks on the stream all night tonight. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. We come here and cut up like this every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have a game on Sunday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time that features some of these same players, where it's a 5e game that is set amongst the different planes of Magic the Gathering. And that one is a bit of a different tone to it than this one. I say that one's probably a little darker, a little more serious. This one is usually a little more lighthearted. So, all right. Everybody take care. Stream, thank you so much once again for hanging out tonight. Players, thank you very much. And stream, I am going to wish you all a most wonderful good night. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.